Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A day and a half later, they have the crane set up and they have the other crane set up. So just want to give you guys a quick view of what they got going on down here in the Fenway. Like I said, this is a massive operation. So just want to give you an idea of what they did over the last couple of days. They got all the counterweights on the rear of the crane. They do have the secondary crane set up, and the primary crane is set up as well. So, and if you can see up at the top, there's some workers that are still up there doing some adjustments. Let me see if I can get a better shot of this, if I can. Hold on. So they're up there. Like I said, it's hot out here today too. It's about 90 degrees out here, and these guys are working in the heat. So, and remember that base that I showed you guys on the previous video? That whole crane is sitting on that base that's down below. So let's take a quick look at what's going on here. He's bringing up that piece right there. That's the weight that's going on the back of the crane. That's the counterbalance. Those got to go up one at a time, but they're pretty heavy. So you're going to bring up that counterweight. Like I said, it takes days and days to do this. It's not something you can do on the fly. It definitely takes a lot of time and patience. So that's the so I can get a better look, a better view of it. So you're gonna bring that all the way up there and gonna mount that on the back. I'm not too sure how much those weigh, but I imagine it has to be at least 500 to 1,000 pounds. That's all precision. Like, you gotta really take your time and be patient. The wind blowing doesn't really help a lot either. That's one of those things that you really can't control too well up there. You know, you only got so much space to control that. Like I said, you gotta have a lot of patience and a lot of skill. And without those weights on the back, the crane will not balance itself out. So it definitely needs those weights on the back. He's just about got it in the slot where he needs it. He could drop it down. He's just about there, so he's going. It's going to slowly lower it down to that slot now. This is the kind of job, if you're afraid of heights, you don't want to be doing. Everybody's looking up at what I'm looking at, which is kind of interesting too. Everybody's seeing it. Yeah, you're way up there. You're about at least 100 feet up in the air, at least. And that crane, how do you put that up there? They put it in there section by section. So it's a lot of work involved. Like, see all the weights on the back of that crane there? All those weights there are basically enough weights to counter the boom and the extension of the boom. All that comes on separate trucks. Those pieces up there, they come on like 3 to 4 separate trucks, and they all put together on the ground and then brought up in the air. And then they gotta run all the cables through it and all that. So that takes a lot of time. So you can see they got the crane up in the air the right way. They got it like all the outrigger is out. So I gotta come down here and show you guys the setup of the crane and show you them finalizing the touches. They still got a lot more to do, but this is like, they got the frame up there and everything, so. I'm not too sure how many more they got to put up there, but it's a tedious job, very tedious. He brought the hook down. So it looks like they're going to bring another one up. Take a quick walk over here right quick. Yeah, it's a very, very tedious process. But it has to be done that way for safety reasons. You just don't want no accidents to happen. Okay, he's going to bring up another one. Those things are pretty big, guys. Looking at it from the ground, that's a pretty massive, massive slab there. So you can see how big it is. It looks like it's about at least 10 feet tall, at least. So that crane is going to lift that piece all the way up. That's about, I would guess and think that's about 1,000 pounds. Cause that's pretty heavy. going up. That's a pretty massive piece of counterweight there. You need all that extra weight just to bring that up in the air. That's
probably 15 more. Hey, his GPS is still located at 26.
that is a lot of weight. And the wind shaking it doesn't really help a lot either. The wind's kind of like moving it a little bit. So they got this, pretty much the whole weekend they're going to be building this crane. Like I said, it takes days and days and days to do. It's not something you can do like in the fly. Yeah, there's a lot of construction going on down here. Like this building is under construction. It's been like the last year or so. And they got another building right next to the Fenway over there that they're building too. That's going to be a pretty good sized building. Let's see if I can take a quick walk and show you where they put the crane onto the base.
Operations Bravo 815. Did you copy that last transmission for your request? Over at 2657.
So I'm going to take a quick walk over here and show you the base where that crane sits on. That's a pretty sturdy base. And that's going to pretty much remain there until pretty much the completion of the building. You see, now you can see that base that I was showing you earlier, and it's fixed right in the middle, and like I say, that's a pretty massive crane up there. And they'll probably be out here for the next day or so, setting this crane up, make sure everything is working properly. Because like I said, it's something that takes a lot of time. And once again, that's the pit down there where they took out a whole lot of truckloads of dirt when they hauled that out of there. They dug down probably 40 to 50 feet down there. And took tons and tons of dirt out of there. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna use all those weights, but it looks like they're gonna use all of them. So I figured I'd come by here and give you guys a quick view of them setting up this remainder of the crane. These guys must be a fan of DeWalt. Every construction company has their own tool selection. These guys have a DeWalt selection, which is not bad. DeWalt was one of my first power tools that I ended up owning. I still do own some DeWalt tools. Then I graduated to some rigid tools. But a lot of people like Makita and Milwaukee. But it's all preference. It's all preference. They all pretty much do the same thing. That's the Prudential building down here, guys. All the way over there is the Prudential. It's about probably, we'll say about 2 miles away from us. All right, let me cross while I can. So you're gonna come down and get another one. Just that hook alone probably weighs a couple of 100 pounds.
Isn't it crazy?
I know, it's amazing.
I live right there. I've been watching it for weeks now.
Is that
Crazy?
And you seen the whole setup?
Yeah.
I've been watching it too.
From the tear down to the water to the.
I've been putting it on my YouTube channel, External Affairs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I've been watching it since the time they took down the Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, me too.
They took it down. They took all the dirt out, pumped the water out.
I know. It's crazy.
It's part of history.
It is, for sure.
Exactly. Take care. Be safe. And she said she lives over there and she's been watching it herself. I've been passing through here and I've been keeping an eye on it. And it's, it's stage by stage. It's some people may not find it amusing. I find it kind of interesting, like the steps you have to do to do construction. And setting up this crane is one major factor. It's like it's a lot of stuff involved, And I think if they have a certain wind speed, they're not even supposed to use the crane at all. I think if they get over like 40 miles an hour per wind, they shouldn't even use the crane, because then it becomes a safety factor. Right now we don't have that much wind, so it's not too bad. But imagine all that weight up on that crane up there. That's a lot of weight. I gotta have to ask him how much those things weigh. No, I think they weigh like 1,000, but I'm gonna ask him. Maybe he might know, maybe he don't know. It can't hurt to ask a question, right? The only way you learn is you gotta ask questions. As soon as I get the light, I'll walk over and ask one of them how much those things weigh. I'm guessing around 1,000, but I could be wrong. I'm estimating by looking at it. You see what they say right quick. I got a question. How much do those things weigh right there a piece? 7,000 pounds? One 7,000 pounds. Wow, that's a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight.
Not really. You see those little orange weights on top of it?
Yeah, I see those. Yeah.
22,000 pounds
20.
a piece.
Wow.
And the bottom weighs 60,000.
Well, I know you need that to counterbalance this, so I definitely need that weight. But I was estimating like 1,000. I never thought like 7,000.
It's full of concrete.
Really? Wow.
Just a steel frame.
Steel framing with full of concrete. See that? You don't know unless you ask questions.
Yeah.
It's interesting though.
Steel frame's probably about 500 pounds.
Wow, interesting. I know it's a tedious job, because I was out here 2 nights ago when you guys were setting it up, just the basic setup, and I know it's gonna take 3 or 4 days just to get that set up the right way.
Oh, yeah.
And then once to get that up there.
That was me on top.
That was you up there?
Yeah.
I couldn't get an image of you up. This at nighttime though,
I
but
saw you.
yeah, I was over there. Yep, you're right. Yep. I put a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, External Affairs. It's interesting though. I like the construction work. Keep up the good work, buddy. All right. That's like 7,000 pounds, which is a lot more than I thought it was. That's so 7,000 times. Looks like 6, 7. Looks like 8 of them up there. So that's a lot of weight. Let me get back over here in the safe zone, out of the construction zone. Get an ambulance coming through. I don't know how that traffic's gonna pull through there. Yeah, that's the safest route they take to go to the hospital. It's down on Longwood Ave. Well, so each one of those are 7,000 pounds, which is changed the whole factor of everything. I was way off. I was saying 1,000. He said 7,000. So it's metal framing with solid concrete in the middle. Just want to give you guys some footage of them setting up a massive crane in. I don't think I can do that kind of work. I think like, even though I don't really care for heights, I could go up so high, but that height right there, I don't think I would like going up that high. I think that'd be a little too high for me. I guess you get used to it after a while though too. Like once you get used to it, then your fears kind of go away a little bit. But still, you're talking about at least 100 feet up in the air up there, at least. Yeah, whoever engineered those things did a good job, because you really gotta know what you're doing to engineer something like that. And it's a pretty big crane. Anytime you see a crane like that, that means they're lifting something very, very heavy. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. Just wanted to give you some footage. I'm setting up the counterweights on the crane. And you see how the counterweights mount on the back of this crane here. They have right in the back of the cab, there's a spot where they connect onto the back. It looks like they're gonna put them all up there, all the remainder of them. Like I said, that's a lot of it's a lot of work. Might give you guys a little bit more footage. Let's see what time I get on this. I give you guys like 6 more minutes of might as well take up the full space on it.
Delta 441.
Later on, I find out what kind of building they're putting here. It looks like it's going to be some massive building as well.
7545.
Not too sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot bigger than the one they took down for sure. I don't know who got the tougher job. These guys over here, or I think the guys up there got the tougher job. Clean up another slab. So each slab is 7,000 pounds a piece, which is a lot of weight. Got a cruiser trying to make its way through. More likely he's gonna go on the opposite side of the road. Looks like they have like little wooden planks up there, and each time they put a counterweight in the slot, they move the planks back a little bit further to give them access to the next one.
Adam Robert, any mileage is 39159. 1726 dollars.
And it looks like it's just hanging up there by just the weight itself. There's two little arms that stick out onto the metal, look like I-beam track there. But for the most part, the weight of it is just all by gravity. Once they find the keyway, they're just gonna drop it straight down. But it's a slow process, so you don't want to drop it. Just want to nicely set it in place. Looks like it's just about in place now.
Carl, can you hold up on that?
How you go? You in there?
All right, that one's off, and it's, like I said, it's a pretty massive crane up there. All right, guys, until next time, Nez Porter. Catch you on the next one.